All right, good. What is the day? Wednesday? It's been a long week already. Tuesday, sorry. I'm getting prepared for an active weather stretch we're going to have here in central Kentucky here over the next several days. So it is Tuesday afternoon, 6:11 p.m. Central Time, 7:11 Eastern Time. I do apologize for the slight delay. Had a few more pieces of data I wanted to get in on the video. Go ahead and get it lined up in the deck over here that I'm going to present to you guys. So I do appreciate you guys having a little bit of patience with me, and I do appreciate you guys tuning in. We are trying a couple of new streaming platforms. So we are streaming on five different platforms right now. I am live on TikTok, Twitter, or X, regular Facebook, which is where a lot of you is tuning in from, my weather account on Facebook, and also YouTube. So we are doing 5 different platforms or 5 different ways to stream. So had a lot of people request for YouTube, Twitter, TikTok Live. So we finally made it happen. So hopefully there's no technical glitches. We're going to get a good test run in with that this afternoon. And hopefully there's not any issues going forward. Everything looks to be rolling pretty well right now. So you guys let me know if you could hear me. Looks like everything's going through pretty well. So if you guys have any issues, just let me know, and I'll be sure to address them. So let's go ahead and get started with the severe weather threat that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. It has the highest potential as far as severe weather. Now, what you are seeing on the screen, I've circled the local area that I cover in the green circles. So the local area that I cover here in central Kentucky is Greene, Taylor, Casey, Adair, Metcalfe, Hart County, LaRue, Marion, Washington, and Nelson counties. That is the immediate area that I cover. I do cover a little bit outside of that area as well. Your Russell County area, occasionally Barron County, Warren County, Hardin County, those type areas that are just outside of my coverage area. So we do cover that area as well. So I've got that area circled here on the map. That way you guys can kind of keep up with what's going on and kind of be a little bit easier to pinpoint the local area on the map. So the Storm Prediction Center on the newest update almost has the entire area in that level 3 enhanced risk. That level 4 area is just off to our west. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center did go ahead and update all of western Kentucky, a lot of western Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, southwestern Indiana. This is the area that's going to have the highest chance for that tornado potential. We'll get into that here in just a second. With the storms tomorrow, the storms are going to be slow to move to the east. So unfortunately, this is probably going to be a little bit later on in the night, which is going to end up being a nighttime severe weather event. We're looking for these storms to come here into the central Kentucky area anywhere between 8 p.m. Eastern Time all the way through 6 a.m. Thursday morning. So that's I know that's a large time frame. But any time between that time frame is when we could see strong to severe storms here in the central Kentucky area. So I don't want to focus on the severe weather threat level. And that's kind of something I'm concentrating a little bit more on this year. Years past, I've kind of concentrated on that threat level a little bit more. This year, I'm not doing that as much. I don't want to really focus on the threat level. I want to focus on impacts. So with us being in that level 3, again, level 4 is going to be the higher risk, no doubt. But most of the area is still in that level 3. Threats are going to be the same regardless. We're still going to be looking at damaging winds, probably going to be the primary threat. Quick spin-up tornadoes, very similar to what we've seen on Sunday night, probably just a little bit higher of a threat depending on how things evolve as we progress into tomorrow. So here is that tornado threat. Again, I've got the local area circled in green. That's all that green circle means. This green circle I have circled in green, or have highlighted in green here, that is the local area. It doesn't mean that that area is going to see more tornadoes or less tornadoes. I just have that area circled so anybody tuning in, they can see where the central Kentucky area that I cover is on the map. Okay, We are in a 10% risk for a tornado. A 10% chance means that there is that's a 10% chance, 10 to 14% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of a point. So you drop a point anywhere in that green circle, you're going to have a 10 to 15% chance of seeing a tornado. Sunday night, we was under a 10 to 14% chance of seeing a tornado, and we ended up seeing 5 tornadoes within 25 miles of our area. Again, a little bit higher threat as you go off into western Kentucky, western Tennessee, the area that's in the red there. They're under a 15 to 29% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any point. The hatched area, the black dotted lines you see, means that there's greater than a 10% chance of seeing a significant tornado, which is an EF2 to EF5. So we also, not only do we have just a regular tornado threat, we're also going to be dealing with an enhanced potential for a strong tornado also here in the central Kentucky area. So definitely not ideal. Severe weather threat does appear to be increasing as we progress into tomorrow. So not only do we have tomorrow's severe weather threat, but we have another severe weather threat on Thursday. Again, this green circle that I have is just the local area that I cover. A lot of this is probably going to be from the storms Thursday morning, because again, the time frame for storms tomorrow is 8 p.m. Tomorrow evening, all the way up to 6 a.m. Thursday morning. So a lot of this risk area is probably going to be left over from the storms that is still in the area early Thursday morning. Again, could still see maybe a couple storms Thursday afternoon. We'll have to see how everything evolves. It's going to be, again, an evolving situation. So that's Thursday. And then we head into Friday. We have another severe thunderstorm threat. Again, circled area here is the local area that I cover here in central Kentucky. Storm Prediction Center already has a slight risk out for 2/3 of the area. And then if Friday wasn't enough, we have another severe threat on Saturday. The entire area, Storm Prediction Center also highlighting in a slight risk for severe weather. So the next 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the Storm Prediction Center has central Kentucky highlighted in a risk for severe weather. So let's kind of go over each one here real quick. Kind of got ahead of myself just a little bit. On Thursday, we're going to be looking at additional waves, showers and storms riding in. That cold front moving in is going to stall out. And this is what's going to bring numerous waves of rainfall into the area here over the next 5 days as well. We'll get into that here in just a second as well. So again, this is on Thursday. Going to see additional waves of showers and storms riding along that stalled out cold front. And again, National Weather Service is stating that depending on how those storms evolve Wednesday nights, the conditions may be favorable for some additional severe storms Thursday evening into Thursday night. So for sure Thursday morning could still see some strong storm activity in the area, maybe even some severe thunderstorms early Thursday morning as that initial wave kind of moves out of the area. But then depending on how things evolve on Thursday from our Wednesday event, we could have another severe threat building for Thursday evening into Thursday night again. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then, like I said, we go into Friday and Saturday. National Weather Service continues to state that additional waves of showers and storms are going to be moving along that stalled out cold front. Storm chances, again, late week, Friday and Saturday both, are dependent on what happens the day before and kind of how things evolve as time progresses. So be watching each severe threat very closely, and again, definitely want to emphasize each day, your Thursday, specifically your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday severe storm chances is going to be dependent on the previous day, on how things evolve, how much rain we get, where the heaviest rain actually ends up falling, etc. So it's going to be an evolving situation. So it's going to be very important for everybody to stay weather aware here over the next 4 to 5 days. Now, we're going to get into the flooding threat. And I don't want anybody to sleep on the flooding threat. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for a pretty good chunk of Kentucky, almost all of Kentucky, central southern Indiana, almost all of Ohio, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi, Illinois, those type areas. It's under that flood watch. So National Weather Service is stating, and this is some very concerning wording from the National Weather Service. They are stating that this is expected to be a high-end event with life-threatening flooding. Major flash flooding and river flooding will be possible. Complete any flooding preparation by tomorrow. They are expecting excessive runoff along area rivers that could result in some flooding. And then obviously you guys know the areas that flood. Your flood-prone areas, your poor drainage areas, your low-lying areas. These are the areas that's going to be on high, or that should be on high alert here over the next 5 days, as again we're going to see multiple waves of rainfall move into not only central Kentucky, western Kentucky as well. So here is the latest forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, want to continue to point out that this green circle I have does not mean that we're under an enhanced risk for flooding or tornadoes or anything like that. This green circle is specific to the area I cover. I just highlight the area on the map so everybody can kind of see where central Kentucky is on the map. Unfortunately, not everybody knows what their county looks like, and that's definitely something we'll talk about in the future. You should definitely know what your county looks like, but I'm trying to make it easier for everybody, especially when we have multiple hazards, multiple weather hazards moving into central Kentucky. So I definitely want everybody, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible here. The latest forecast from the National Weather Service is showing areas to our north and west, close to Elizabethtown, anywhere from 8 to 10 inches. Now, this is all the way through Tuesday morning. So this is, this will be beginning Wednesday because it's not raining today. So Wednesday night all the way through Tuesday morning. So that's a lot of rainfall, 8 to 10 inches across portions of, say, northern LaRue County, Nelson County, the northern parts of Washington County, all of Hardin County. And then you get into the middle part here of our coverage area, which would be your northern Barron County, almost all of Hart County, Greene, Taylor, Marion, the southern part of Washington, northern part of Casey County. You're looking at closer to that 6 to 8 inch range. And then the southern part of the territory, your southern Barron, Metcalfe, Adair, Casey County, 4 to 6 inches, Russell County included in that as well. Again, 4 to 6 inches is the lighter amount on this. That's still a significant amount of rain over the next 5 to 6 days. So again, that's going to cause some widespread flooding Wednesday, beginning tomorrow, all the way through the weekend. Again, multiple waves. It's not going to rain nonstop for the next 5 days. There's going to be multiple waves of rainfall expected. The heaviest rainfall amounts that might shift north or south, just depending on how everything evolves. This is an evolving forecast. We're pretty confident in western Kentucky really seeing the higher rainfall amounts. You look out here towards western Kentucky. Look over there next to Paducah, Murray, Owensboro, even Hopkinsville. 10 to 15 inches of rain over the next 5 days. That's going to be a historic flooding event, maybe once in a generation type event. So this is a big deal. Flash flooding due to heavy rainfall rates in thunderstorms, going to cause widespread river flooding and potentially life-threatening flooding, specifically across western Kentucky. But anybody in that flood watch area is in the risk for that potential for life-threatening flash flooding. Again, we've seen flooding here in central Kentucky, specifically the southern half of central Kentucky. Valentine's Day weekend, a lot of flooding, a lot of damage, a couple of fatalities as well. We don't want to see that again, so everybody needs to be paying very close attention to the flooding threat here over the next days. And just as a quick reminder, with the flooding threat, never drive through floodwaters. That's where a lot of our fatalities come from. Back during Valentine's Day weekend, about a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago, most flood fatalities does occur in vehicles. 12 inches of water can sweep a car off the road. So, you're looking at not even that much water. It don't look like a lot, but if that water's moving, it can 100% sweep your car off the road. Then not only that, anytime water's running across the roadways, you don't know if that road has been washed out underneath it, especially at night. So you might see water flowing across an area roadway, but with it being dark, you don't know if that roadway's been washed away. So you might be driving into an area that doesn't exist anymore as far as roadway is concerned. So you definitely do not want to cross flooded roadways with again the flooding, the numerous waves of rainfall we're going to have here over the next couple days. So again, that flash flood or that flood watch remains in effect. The Weather Prediction Center is definitely highlighting the areas right along the Ohio River and to the south, basically from the Ohio River down to Bowling Green up to Lexington. So that's going to be the area that has the highest chance. Pretty much anybody that is forecasted to see 8 to 10 inches, that's going to have the highest potential for extensive flash flooding or just regular flooding here over the next 5 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep you guys updated as far as what we're going to be dealing with the flooding threat. Again, that axis of heavy rainfall could shift north or south, just kind of depending on how everything evolves here over the next several days. So let's kind of get into some of the latest information from the latest data anyways, kind of your Futurecast radar type deal. This is going to be the HRRR model. This is going to be talking specifically about tomorrow's severe weather event, kind of get an idea of what we're expecting, time frames, all that good information. So nothing going on tonight. As we head into tomorrow morning, nothing going on tomorrow as well. This is 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We've got pretty much a clean sweep across the area. This is going to allow for some relatively warm conditions across the area. Last time I checked, let me look at the temperatures real fast. It's been just a second since I got to double check on that. Temperatures tomorrow is going to be close to 80 degrees. So again, with this open warm sector is what we call it. Those temperatures are going to allow there's the sunshine, not a lot, no rainfall or anything like that happening. Cloud cover is going to be a minimal. It's going to allow the warm sector to really warm up and create some unstable conditions out ahead of our severe weather threat tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. Nothing going on. Now, here's where things get interesting at 1 p.m., and this is where we're going to watch things relatively closely. If you notice at 1 p.m., across portions of western Kentucky and western Tennessee, you start to see those little dots showing up on radar. This is initiation for storms. Again, you get an open warm sector that what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. You get temperatures out, 80 degrees. Dew points are going to be in the lower to mid 60s. We've got plenty of ingredients for severe weather. Typically, when you have that, you have supercell thunderstorms that develop out in the warm sector. This would be western Kentucky, western Tennessee, moving into southern Indiana, central Kentucky, central Tennessee. So this is what we're going to be watching very, very closely tomorrow. It's almost the same situation we was dealing with on Sunday. Some of the data was suggesting some supercells out ahead of the main wave on Sunday. That did not happen, thankfully. We're going to be dealing with the same thing tomorrow. Some of the data showing about the same thing. We're showing some supercells developing out ahead of the main line. Some of the data isn't. So we don't really know how that's going to evolve, but this is what we're going to be watching closely because these storms will have the best potential to produce tornadic storms, including the potential for some strong tornadoes, EF2 strength or higher. So we're going to be watching this very, very closely. Again, this is 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 Eastern Time. As we progress into 2, 3, it doesn't really show these storms really getting all that strong, but it does show development. And it only takes a storm or two to develop and really get going. And all it takes is for that storm to produce a tornado once it gets organized, once it gets going. could easily produce a tornado relatively easy. But don't see anything overly too concerning with the newest run of the HRRR model, the 18Z that goes out to 48 hours where we can actually see the whole storm. We get into 8 p.m. Central Time. Again, this is almost a carbon copy of kind of what we've seen on Sunday. We've seen these storms kind of develop out to our west, congeal into a line. Again, going to have a little bit better ingredients with this go around. Probably a little bit more organization. Again, you just never know how things are going to evolve, but we're going to be paying attention very closely as we head into tomorrow. So, in this 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m., these storms really start to hit the brakes as we get closer to 10 p.m. Central Time. Doesn't really move hardly at all. Very, very slow moving. And this is where you're going to get your heavier rainfall rates. Again, multiple waves of strong to severe storms as this line progresses. But this is 2 a.m. Before it really gets in here to the central Kentucky area, 1 to 2 a.m. So this is going to be a much later event, nighttime event. And that's typically what we get here in Kentucky, unfortunately, is nighttime severe weather, nighttime tornadic threats. So with the HRRR model, again, the main threat with it is the main line of storms moving through the area. That will be after midnight. Damaging winds would be the primary threat if the HRRR verified. Again, we're watching to see if those storms develop out ahead of the main line. If they do, they will carry a tornado threat. Right now, don't really see a lot of consistency in the models. I'll show you guys the 3K NAM as well. And this is just what you guys are seeing is just different variations of Futurecast radar. The same stuff that you're going to see on TV, Advanced Track, Futurecast, whatever the TV station wants to call it. That's what you're seeing here. This is just a different. These are different computers that are simulating different scenarios. So this is the NAM 3K. This is the 18Z run. This is the newest run. Again, this is Wednesday 8 a.m. It's showing some storm activity in north central Kentucky, southern Indiana. That moves out relatively quick, moves through the Lexington area by 10. So we could see some isolated storm activity across portions of the area in the morning, but that doesn't look like it's going to last at all. Very long at all, but about a 30% chance of rain across all of central Kentucky. And then, again, same scenario. We clear out, temperatures warm up, close to 80 degrees. This is 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Nothing really going on. At 6 p.m., you start to see a little bit of storm activity develop down there in the western Tennessee area. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. That is going to be what we're going to be watching tomorrow. That's every meteorologist, every storm chaser, every weather enthusiast. We're going to be watching western Tennessee, western Kentucky for storm development out ahead of the main line. Because those storms will have the best chance for not only tornadic storms, but we could also see some strong tornadoes with that as well. But again, don't want anybody to panic or start having PTSD or anything like that. I'm not seeing a lot of consistency in the modeling that shows development out ahead of the main line. So 3K NAM, about the same thing. It does show a little bit of development, but it doesn't show anything real concerning. Now, 9 p.m., this is where the 3K does show at least a few supercells maybe getting organized by 9 p.m. We look down here near Clarksville. We look just to the west of Bowling Green. We look just to the west of Louisville. These storms that have developed out ahead of the main line, those are the storms that we have to watch. If they get organized and really get going, they 100% can produce a tornado. Not only a tornado, but could produce a strong tornado. And then the NAM kind of, those storms kind of flutter out. The main line gets going. This is 1 a.m. Central Time. It's a little bit slower with the main line. And that main line really don't get in here until closer to 6, 7 a.m. And it doesn't look like an overly impressive line at that point either. So, again, a couple different scenarios. That front's going to stall out. Is that front going to move in a little bit quicker? Still a lot of questions regarding tomorrow's severe weather threat. So definitely important for you guys to stay weather aware, stay tuned to whatever weather source you guys trust. It does not have to be me. I've been very adamant of that for several years now. I'd love you guys to follow me. I do it because I love doing it and I love keeping you guys updated. But not only that, but it doesn't matter where you get it from. There's a lot of people here in Central Kentucky that do the same thing I do. If you guys would rather watch them because you trust them, 100% fine with me. Everybody in the weather community should have the same goal, and the ultimate goal is keeping you guys updated with the latest weather information and keeping you guys safe from any type of severe weather, whether it be tornadic conditions, damaging winds, flooding, even in the winter with winter storms, any weather here in Central Kentucky. That should be everybody in the weather communities. That should be their number one goal, is to keep you guys safe. And so far, everybody that I interact with here in Central Kentucky that do the same thing I do, that's everybody's end goal. I've got a pretty good relationship with a lot of good weather folks here in Central Kentucky, and definitely very, very blessed to have that good relationship with them. And looking forward to continuing that relationship as the years progress on. So I want to show you guys a couple more things. We're going to transition back to the heavy rainfall threat. Again, do not want anybody to sleep on the flooding threat. This is probably the biggest threat for the area. And I know flooding is slept on a lot, just for the simple fact it doesn't affect everybody. It really just affects people that live near rivers, your low-lying, your flood-prone areas, poor drainage areas, those type people. It doesn't affect everybody. So the flooding is always kind of slept on. I don't want people to sleep on the flooding threat. So this is the latest forecast from the GFS model. And this goes all the way through, this is Monday through Monday at 10 a.m. Again, showing very extensive rainfall amounts over here in western Kentucky, from Paducah over to Clarksville, down into Jackson, Tennessee. You're looking anywhere between 10 to all the way to 14, 15 inches of rain over here in that part of western Kentucky and Tennessee. You get into the central Kentucky area, you're still looking at 10 to 12 inches. Even GFS is even showing parts of Greene County getting 10 inches here over the next 5 to 6 days. But pretty much all of central Kentucky, all the way down to Somerset, showing as much as 6 inches of rain. That's an extensive amount of rainfall. Again, that's just one computer model. That's one simulation. So let's kind of look at some other ones. This is the Canadian model. Again, pretty much the same placement. The amounts are very close, very similar to the GFS. The amounts, again, 10 to 15 inches down here in western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and then a general, say, 6 to 10 inches across pretty much all of central Kentucky, all the way up to the Ohio River. Again, another computer model that's showing extensive area of rainfall. And then here is the European model. Again, it's a little bit less, the amounts are a little bit smaller than the Canadian and GFS model, but still placement's about the same, showing parts of western Kentucky around 10 inches, and then the rest of central Kentucky anywhere from, say, 6 to 8 inches, 6 to 10 inches, somewhere in that range. So the placement for 3 different models is about the same. Amounts are pretty close to being the same as well. So the National Weather Service is very, very confident in this forecast here that they put out on their slides earlier today. So again, the placement of the heaviest rainfall could shift north or south, just depending on how everything evolves here over the next couple days. So definitely stay weather aware with all the latest forecasts, because again, this is more than likely going to change. We'll fine-tune that forecast as things progress into the future. So, going to go through the comments here. Again, looking at my new platform here, I got a new setup here. Appreciate you guys. I got comments from Twitter. Appreciate that. Todd says not on Facebook. A lot of people are trying to watch on Twitter, so do appreciate you tuning in there, Todd. Appreciate that. Appreciate a couple people tuning in on YouTube. Selena, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Kay. Appreciate everybody. So again, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I just wanted to get a run through everything and give you guys a rundown of what to expect here over the next 5 days. Obviously, I'll be live tomorrow as these storms progress in. I'll probably do a live update tomorrow, probably around the same time today. Obviously, sooner if the storms start to develop. Obviously, I'll be posting updates later on tonight into tomorrow as well. So you guys just stay weather aware. Again, enjoy the afternoon. I do want to do one more thing here. I did forget this one. A couple things, actually. This is a graphic from the National Weather Service. Be prepared for nighttime tornadoes. Couple things for you guys to do is your NOAA weather radio. If you have one, make sure that it's tuned to your local station. Make sure it's working. Make sure it's on tomorrow night. Make sure you have a safe place. Be prepared with your family or whoever you live with, friends, family, relatives, all that good jazz. Have a safe place. You know, if you live in a mobile home trailer, have a plan of action to go somewhere that has a basement if you can. Just have your severe weather plans in place. You know, wherever you're at in your house, if you live on a one-story home, make sure you know where your safe place is inside your home. That's going to be the centermost area. Put as many walls between you and the outside as normal or as possible. If you have a bathroom that doesn't have windows, you know, keep some pillows, blankets, stuff like that in there. That way, if a tornado is approaching, you can get in the bathtub, put the pillows, blankets over your head. Also, if you have a helmet, I know it sounds silly, but if you have a helmet, you can put a helmet on if a tornado is approaching or if you're in a tornado-warned area. So all those things could be life-saving techniques. So just make sure you have your safe place established and know where you're going. That way, if a tornado warning is issued, you know how to get there relatively quickly. And not just talking about tomorrow, but talking about Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So we have 4 different days that could produce severe weather. So it's very important to know your tornado safe zone, your severe weather safety plan of action when severe weather is moving in. Another thing, keep your flashlight and shoes nearby. Obviously, you don't want to think worst case scenario, but if you happen to get hit with a tornado, you don't want to be walking around barefooted, right? You want to have some tennis shoes. You don't want to have flip-flops, none of that, nothing like that. So have shoes by your bedside and a flashlight just in case the power goes out. You can get around relatively quick and easy. Obviously, your cell phone too. Make sure it's on. Make sure it's charged. And make sure your WEA alerts are enabled, which is your wireless emergency alerts. That will more than likely wake you up. So that's just a couple of things to kind of be prepared for the nighttime tornadoes. And then on top of that, I wanted to show you guys one more slide. And this is the tornadoes that was confirmed from Sunday night. So we had 5 tornadoes confirmed. We had one in Jefferson County, just south of Louisville. This was an EF1 tornado. It was on the ground for 5.43 miles. We had an EF1 in Spencer County. That was an EF1 tornado on the ground for 2.5 miles. And then these other 3 tornadoes is actually tornadoes that I was covering live stream Sunday night. So we had the Meade, Hardin, and Bullitt County tornado. This was the tornado that touched down just south of Brandenburg, moved pretty much right over the Fort Knox area, and then almost moved into Shepherdsville. It kind of weakened as it moved into Shepherdsville, thankfully. It was an EF1 tornado, and it was on the ground for 31 miles. 31 miles. So that is actually considered a long track tornado, and that happened in our area Sunday night. We also had another tornado confirmed in Breckenridge County. It was an EF1 tornado. It was on the ground for 2.5 miles. And then another tornado just south of the Meade, Hardin, and Bullitt County tornado that went through just south of Brandenburg, Fort Knox, Shepherdsville. And this was the tornado that was moving into the Vine Grove area, Radcliffe area. It was EF1 tornado, and it was on the ground for 7.2 miles. So those 3 tornadoes, the one in Breckenridge County, the one in Meade County, Northern Hardin, the Fort Knox area, all the way over to Shepherdsville, and then the third tornado that was in the Vine Grove community of southern Meade County there, or southeastern Meade County, going into the northern part of Hardin County. Those tornadoes was covered live here on the stream Sunday night. So very fortunate that we were able to. I keep saying we like I'm a team. It's just me, but very fortunate that I'm doing it again. Very fortunate that I was able to provide coverage to that area up there. But I keep doing it. I'll eventually break the habit. I covered 4 of these tornadoes. I don't think I covered the Spencer-Shelby County tornado at all. I may have went over the warning and looked into it briefly. But these other 4 confirmed tornadoes, I was on it. I provided coverage on it and was very glad to do so. So that just goes to show you that we had 5 tornadoes confirmed here in north central Kentucky on Sunday, and that was a 10% chance for a tornado within 25% of any given point. So we're going to have a little bit higher, about the same threat, but a higher threat to the west. Real quickly, I'll show you that threat again real quick. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is for our tornado threat tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Same situation as Sunday. A 10 to 14% chance for a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. Against Sunday, I don't want anybody to sleep on this. Sunday was a 10 to 14% chance as well, and we've seen 5 tornadoes. So we kind of overachieved our tornado threat on Sunday, and like I said, I do think that we have a little bit better of a severe weather setup with tomorrow's severe weather alert day than what we did on Sunday. So that's all I have for you guys this afternoon. Again, definitely appreciate all you guys tuning in. So one more time, Storm Prediction Center, highest severe weather threat for tomorrow is in western Kentucky, western Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana. Could see this risk get expanded just a little bit. Again, don't want to focus on the risk. I want to focus on the threat. The threat for tomorrow when these storms come in is damaging winds, isolated flooding, maybe some hail, windy. It's going to be windy tomorrow as well. Don't want anybody to sleep on that. We are under a wind advisory. Those wind threats tomorrow could gust over 40 miles an hour. So we're going to be dealing with some very gusty winds. 20, 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 to 50 miles an hour. These gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects, tree limbs could get blown around as well, and some power outages is also possible. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles on east-west roads, including interstates such as I-64. So definitely secure your outdoor objects as well. So main thing for tomorrow is we're going to be watching for those supercell storms to see if they develop out ahead of the line, and if they do, that's when we're really going to be paying close attention to some of those storms producing tornadoes and maybe even some strong tornadoes. So fingers crossed that doesn't come to be true, but we're definitely going to watch very, very closely. So, again, that's all I have for you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will be talking with you guys soon.